How many times have you been completely inspired to work, sat down to begin working, then 20 minutes into the project, faced a roadblock, and said, "Damn it, I'll do this later"? For me, it is too many times to count. I have been struggling with a project for over a year now. Multiple deadlines missed, mistakes made, and every time I even think about the project I shudder and moan. Working on it is torturous for me, not because of how much I hate it, but because of how much I want it to succeed. And this is why I procrastinate, because I'm afraid of the pain. Most people don't procrastinate because something's hard. Most people procrastinate because they don't want to feel a certain way. Example, you feel anxious about what will happen, and you're afraid of it is too hard, publicly failing, letting yourself down, not enjoying it, not getting it done fast enough, not being able to do things you like. The first step to overcoming procrastination is to accept things you can't control. You may fail, it may be hard, it may suck, but that's a part of the process. Not everything is supposed to be easy. A lot of people ask me, how do you speak on stage? How do you make content? How do you run a business? Honestly, the answer is simple. I'm able to do it because I'm not afraid to fail. Sometimes it's my goal to fail, because you must lose before you're able to win. So, how do you stop procrastinating? Embrace the things you can't control, and double down on what you can. As Steven Pressfield said in The War of Art, the more resistance you get from working on a project, the more it means to you. The only real solution to resistance, otherwise known as procrastination, is this: endure the pain. The pain is completely mental. It will hit hard and strike hard as soon as you begin to work. You might be tempted to go watch YouTube motivational videos to get a quick boost of motivation, but that motivation will go away as soon as the second wave of resistance hits. It is torture to work on the project you need to work on the most, because of how scared you are of failure. The resistance strikes again and again. Every 5 minutes 10 seconds you think, why not just scroll Instagram, watch YouTube or Netflix, or open up a video game? Anything that will allow you to escape or run away. Even when I'm succeeding at the project and gaining momentum, resistance strikes hard. It says, why don't you take a break? Congratulations on hitting your goals for today. It's time to relax now. You've worked so hard and I'm proud of you. Watch some YouTube. Listen to some music. The mental pain and torture of continuing to work are never ending. But it's also incredible and life-affirming. Endure the pain, my friends. Cheap motivation won't do anything for you. Neither will psychological tricks that try to reframe your mindset or deceive your brain into enjoying your work. These are only temporary solutions and do not last in the face of the endless onslaught of procrastination. We all make the mistake of thinking that procrastination can be defeated with a motivational quote or a schedule or a task list or a jolt of caffeine or a reframing of mindset or a session of meditation or a self-encouraging slogan. But to endure the pain and to recognize that procrastination is an enemy that will never die, but that you will be at war with it for the rest of your life, you're not putting any barriers between yourself and procrastination. Because all barriers can be knocked down and destroyed by procrastination, and the pain will be unstoppable. And your first, second, third, 10th, 100th, and 25,000th instinct will be to run away. Once you settle down into the trenches and are ready to fight to your last breath against resistance, you will receive inspiration from sources of energy you never could access without the pain. Deep, rock-solid, life-affirming pockets of energy will flow through you, so much that you feel like your entire body is on fire because you're fighting resistance. And the tension and the pain are unbearable. But in that eternal conflict, there is a beautiful and glorious supernova of life, and your body and mind will respond in ways you never imagined possible. Endure the pain. I will say that, in general, the most reliable way to solve your procrastination in the long term is to use a systematic approach, where you first figure out why you procrastinate, and then create a plan of action that will help you deal with the specific issues that are causing your procrastination. Example, distractibility, fear of failure, task aversion, anxiety, and so on. However, the reality is that not everyone is looking to follow this kind of long-term approach, especially if they're prone to procrastination in the first place. That's why I wanted to share a few simple but effective anti-procrastination techniques that you can implement right now in order to get yourself to stop procrastination. The anti-procrastination techniques. Define your goals as clearly as possible. Abstract goals are more likely to lead to procrastination than goals that are concrete and well-defined. If you're faced with a large and overwhelming task, break it apart into a set of small, actionable pieces that are relatively easy for you to handle. If you don't feel sufficiently motivated to perform a task, you can often benefit from imagining your future self receiving the reward for completing that task or experiencing the punishment for failing to do so. Figure out the times of day when you're most productive and when you're least productive, and schedule your tasks accordingly whenever possible. Before starting to work, remove all possible distractions from your environment. If your distractions are digital, block your access to them. Get yourself started by committing to only making a tiny bit of progress. For example, you could commit to only writing a single sentence on your paper, or exercise for only 5 minutes. Another technique that can help you motivate yourself to get started is the countdown. This involves counting down from a certain number, and at the end of the count you have to get started on your work. Before indulging an impulse to procrastinate, count to 10 in your head. You're not allowed to do anything other than work while you count. Mark down streaks of days on which you successfully managed to complete your goals. This will motivate you to work in an effort to continue the streak. Procrastination is a complex and varied problem. Different people procrastinate in different ways and for different reasons, which is why different solutions work better for different people. The techniques listed here are some of the most simple and effective ones you can use in general and should be highly beneficial in most cases.